Self-sacrifice is the true mark of a shinobi. There is no character in Naruto that signifies this more than Uchiha Itachi, sacrificing his entire family, friends, lover, and future for this ideal. His only mistake is sparing the life of his younger brother. What if I told you that one mistake led to one of the most underrated and tactical blood wars in the Naruto series? That is the battle between the 6th Hokage Danzo Shimura and Uchiha Sasuke. I'll be honest, when I first read this one back in the day, it seemed at surface level just to be a showcase of Sasuke's ever-growing hatred and adjacently growing his Susanoo in power, while also giving the viewer a reason why Sasuke will not obey Itachi's will. However, the impact of this battle directly correlates to the ending of Naruto and specifically Sasuke's resolve, and it directly influences the plan that he told Hagoromo at the end of Naruto. Anyway, let's talk about it. The first thing that happens is that Toby easily defeats Danzo's accomplices and then brings Sasuke from the Kamui dimension to the location. The fight takes place on a bridge outside of the Kage Summit, pretty much giving an open field for Sasuke to use the larger form of Susanoo without a building caving in on him. Danzo unveils his big secret, a Hashirama cell roided up arm packed to the brim with Uchiha Sharingan. Danzo says this later, but it should be obvious that this is going to be a battle of the eyes. I'm going to say this, Sasuke actually has some of the most tactical fights in Shippuden in general, especially the Deidara fight, this one and Itachi's. Also, the anime doesn't come close to Kishimoto's art style. I used to be an anime only watcher when I was younger and started reading once the show caught up, and yeah, the rest is history. The battle between Danzo and Sasuke is the boiling point. This is the event that completed Sasuke's shift into the darkness. Everything that Toby has told him about the Uchiha incident is basically confirmed. Danzo does not deny anything and basically spits on Itachi's sacrifice because he didn't finish the job because he left Sasuke alive. In Sasuke's eyes, Konoha has now become completely irredeemable. The Kage Summit up to this point is about Sasuke shedding each part of his old self. I'll make this point much clearer towards the end of the video. Danzo and Sasuke's first interaction is Sasuke trying to get full confirmation on if what Toby told him about Itachi and the village is the truth. Danzo isn't hearing that obviously and attempts to attack him with his freshly revealed Sharingan monstrosity arm. Sasuke blocks it with the ribcage and then scoops Danzo up with the Susanoo arm and attempts to get Danzo to talk once more. Danzo basically spits on Itachi's grave with what he says next, saying ultimately Itachi actually finally betrayed Konoha because he revealed his secret to Sasuke, which he didn't. Toby did, but Danzo doesn't know that obviously. Sasuke crushes Danzo and seemingly thinks he has won. Then Danzo reappears and lets Sasuke know that this is just the start. Now the battle of the eyes will begin. Something that I like about this battle is that it isn't just a bunch of mindless ability spam. From the very beginning, there's information gathering and testing of theories. In my opinion, Danzo let himself get caught on purpose the first time. A, so he could gather data on Sasuke's abilities and how they work. B, for Sasuke to lower his guard, which allowed for a stealth counterattack. Unfortunately for Danzo, Sasuke didn't turn off his skeletal Susanoo, so his kunai gets blocked. Sasuke kills him again, and then Danzo appears on the ledge and comments his admiration of the attack strength of the Susanoo. It may seem like Sasuke is mindlessly attacking Danzo, but in reality what he is actually doing is the same thing Danzo did, gathering information. Toby comments on Amaterasu and Sasuke exerting himself. However, I think using this is smart because the flames cannot be extinguished. So what that tells Sasuke is that Danzo is not using his previously dead body or the flame would be continuously burning him. So it must be some other kind of jutsu that he's using to either come back to life, rewind time, or teleport at the last second. Also, when Danzo comes back, it looks like the flames are dissipated, and we know Amaterasu should not extinguish at least that fast without Sasuke casting Kakatsuchi. So what this tells Sasuke is that this is Danzo, but not the one that was hit with the flames. Danzo fires air bullets, which hit Sasuke, and I want to point out here how tactical Sasuke is. He could have used more chakra and used the Susanoo for protection to brace the fall or possibly use the arm to grab onto the ledge. Instead, he uses the blood from one of the wounds that the air bullet hit so he could use it for a summoning jutsu. At this point, Sasuke has clearly started to deduce that this will be a battle of endurance, not brute force. So preserving chakra is the #1 priority, and it's the only way to take down Danzo multiple times without completely depleting his supply. Next, Danzo taunts Sasuke again by mentioning Itachi. Basically, he's trying to get Sasuke emotional so that he makes a mistake that he can capitalize on, which works and almost gets Sasuke hit by the Wind Slicer jutsu. However, Sasuke jumps off the hawk and dodges it. Danzo is able to get him in a choke, but Sasuke quickly slices off the Sharingan arm, causing one of the eyes on his arm to close. I'm not sure at what point Sasuke totally caught on to Danzo, but it was probably around here or the next death, because clearly one of the eyes is closing each time he dies. As a viewer, we're shown that Karen notices it, the eyes closing. She's probably just noticing the chakra changes though, because she's pretty far back. Next, Sasuke uses genjutsu to attempt a sneak attack, but Danzo is able to see through it. Sasuke is stopped before he is able to strike Danzo because the curse seal was placed on him. I always thought this was pretty cool because it showed Danzo had different ways of using his seals. It wasn't just the seal he placed on the root member's tongue to stop him from speaking about him. Karin leaps in to try and save Sasuke, but Danzo easily kicks her back. Toby comments on the chakra preservation that Danzo is doing by using taijutsu against her. Now, why Danzo taunted Sasuke here when he had his back against the wall, I will never know, but he could have killed him here because the curse seal was holding the skeletal Susanoo. The insults caused Sasuke's hatred to enhance and evolve his Susanoo further. I guess it was just for the sake of the plot, but I digress. I never knew what these Susanoo stages were called, but it seemed like this stage is called Humanoid Susanoo. Sasuke loads up a Susanoo arrow and fires it at Danzo. Danzo comments saying that he doesn't have time to weave hand signs to activate his jutsu. This is important because here it's revealed that it's not necessarily lives he has, but time limit before the jutsu he has runs out and one of his eyes closes. Anyway, Danzo, instead of getting hit, uses his Hashirama cell arm to create a tree to deflect and avoid a fatal blow. That would have actually finished him off for good. Toby comments on this and then goes into a dialogue that Danzo was playing both sides, using Orochimaru to help him, despite him being the reason for the Konoha invasion back in part 1, and consequently the death of the third Hokage. Karin yells that Danzo can currently be killed, which to the viewer should have picked up on it by now because the slash damage from Sasuke's sword does not go away this time. However, shortly after, Danzo was able to weave the hand signs necessary again to cheat death to avoid the Susanoo arrow. At this point, everyone has noticed the eyes closing, and then Toby reveals the jutsu name, which is the Izanagi. Toby dialogues about the mechanics of the Izanagi and the chemistry an arm full of Hashirama cells gives the user. Danzo is starting to run out of time and eyes, so he decides to use summoning jutsu. I still to this day don't know what exactly that summon is. It looks like an elephant liger fusion or something. However, I do like the way it looks and the abilities that it uses, which no one surprises, which is more wind style techniques. The summon starts trying to vacuum in the Susanoo, which is being used as a diversion so Danzo can sneak attack again. He unleashes a powerful wind blast that's strong enough with the combined force of the summon to open the humanoid Susanoo's quote-unquote skin to reveal the skeletal back and a vulnerable Sasuke. Danzo begins to strike, but before he can, Sasuke smartly uses fire style to counter the wind and blasts the summon in the mouth. I guess he could have just used Amaterasu, but it uses a lot of chakra, so it makes sense since, like I said earlier, this is a battle of endurance. Danzo then gets smacked by the Susanoo, but obviously he just comes back again. Karin finally starts noticing the amount of time it takes for an eye to close, and also that Danzo's chakra level drops each time that happens. Karin says there are 4 eyes remaining, so 240 seconds left on Danzo's jutsu. She yells to Sasuke that she's figured it out. Sasuke comments to Danzo that when all the eyes are shut, the jutsu will be finished. Danzo responds that he figured out Izanagi, which Sasuke uses as a gotcha, and yeah, Danzo got played into admitting the truth. Like I said before, I think Sasuke figured it out. It was something like that when the Amaterasu flame disappeared without deactivation. Karin next yells that Sasuke should just run away while the time for the eyes run out, which she technically isn't wrong, even though Toby corrects her saying that Sasuke has long figured it out and he's being so aggressive so Danzo would not deactivate it again. Although there were ways for him to buy time with distractions, etc., eventually it was going to come down to this regardless, as he can't run forever, and to be honest, the battle was rigged against him from the very beginning because Toby was never going to let him escape or defeat Sasuke, because Toby at the very least needed his body to hook it up to the Ghetto Manzo statue. They battle it out a little bit more, then we get ready for the final clash. Chidori powered sword versus wind powered kunai. Both go for the stab. Seemingly Sasuke is done because they trade blows and Danzo clearly has one eye left. Danzo basically tells Sasuke to go see Itachi in hell. However, Danzo is not reappearing with healed wounds. Boom, Sasuke played him. Toby then talks about it, stating that Sasuke's genjutsu doesn't compare to Itachi's Tsukiyomi. Even something simple can be your biggest asset in a battle. Then Sasuke reverses Danzo's words back at him and basically tells him to go see Itachi in hell. Toby then tells us it was sometime before the final blow, the final eye had shut. This was smart of Sasuke to wait because Danzo may have noticed it if he did it earlier in the fight. So Sasuke's Sharingan is shown before they stab each other, so maybe he cast a genjutsu here to make Danzo think he still had time left. There's no way to tell how much time passed, but maybe he only disrupted the eye's timing by a few seconds. if Danzo had figured it out, I think he would have sacrificed Shisui's eye. I mean, in the end, he crushed it anyway, so Toby couldn't get it. Well, I guess it wasn't active until after the fight, so I guess you can disregard that. But yeah, after this, Sasuke gets healed by Karin, and Danzo is dying, but Shisui's eye has recovered. The Hashirama cells are going crazy because Danzo is almost completely out of chakra. Then he comes up with the ultimate plan. Test Sasuke's hatred one last time, aka kidnap his most important team member, Karin. Sasuke calls out Danzo, saying he who would speak of self-sacrifice would take a hostage. Danzo responds and explains himself. And I'll say this, I don't disagree with Danzo here. For the shinobi world at that time, he's more valuable in disarray Konoha alive than dead. Literally 2 Hokages gone back to back, and it's kind of crazy and would show the ninja world that they are more vulnerable than ever. Sasuke is then faced with a dire decision. Does he A, let Danzo escape? B, try to hit Danzo only? C, kill them both? Haha, and he chooses C. Showcasing that he is willing to do anything to get his revenge. One down, Nissan. Sorry, I had to do it, bro. I remember back in the day, that like gave me chills down my spine, man. Like, yo, ain't no turning back for Sasuke now. And that's the end of the breakdown of the fight, but I'll go over a few reasons why I think this fight and story point is a bit underrated. A, the tactics used. The battle is not a mindless spam fest from Sasuke. Everything was planned from the first time Danzo came back to life. Sasuke carefully gathered evidence over time until he was able to corner Danzo and even have him admit that he was abusing Izanagi to keep coming back. Danzo, despite falling into generic villain tropes like taunting, and was very tactical as well, slowly figuring out how to get around Susanoo and eventually getting into a winner-take-all scenario that he barely lost. Hell, if Karin and Toby weren't there, Sasuke would have died with him. B, it validated Sasuke's distaste for the ninja world and Konoha in particular. He needed validation for what Toby told him because clearly Sasuke never trusted Toby. At every opportunity, he was looking to betray him. Danzo validating the truth was the final nail in the coffin to set up the final clash with Sasuke and Naruto. The only thing I didn't like about the fight is that Obito was always going to interfere, so Sasuke was never really in mortal danger. It was also interesting that none of the eyes were valuable but Shisui's eye, but I guess that would just drag on the story more. But it would have been cool if he used some special Sharingan abilities from his eyes, then loses that ability when he sacrifices it with his eye. Closing thoughts, I think that the saga of this era of the manga has a big impact on Sasuke. Danzo is the old world that will not change, and self-sacrifice is the philosophy what Danzo believes a shinobi is. The village over everything, which causes Sasuke to want to come up with a solution to that problem, which ends up with him wanting to become a Hokage, the shadow Hokage thing that the world hates that he mentioned at the end of the show. And yeah, that's it. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, man, I like making these videos. Hope you guys hang out. Well, whatever. See you on the next one. Liquid Zero out.